Alright, welcome back to Flank06 channel. I'm going to do a quick video here on the upgrade kit and basically more focusing on what are the things you can get rid of, what are the replacements, and basically if it's not included here, then it's assumed it is you either keep it or you add it to very similar components. Like for example, there's a number of NPCs that were added. So you would just add those to the same respective deck that they belong to, and they are just new things added to the game. All right, so let's look at the things that are no longer going to be needed. So this is the old campaign sheet. Main thing is that this section has changed now. So there's these mastery tracks down here. Those no longer exist. So that is a way that you'll know. You'll see that it's like 3 different tiers in each of these different sections, and then it has symbols that indicate like what reward belongs to that. Basically, in short, if it has like this mastery mention here, this is the old version and you don't need it anymore. Next is the world map here. World and city map. This is just a poster map. If you got the game board, then you really don't need this anymore because you have the game board. But otherwise, it's pretty much about the same. I don't think we really made any changes other than maybe changing some of the wording in here. But you don't need it if you have the game board. If you didn't get the game board and you still have the poster map, then keep this. So if you don't have the game board, keep this. But if you did get the game board, then you don't need it. You can throw it away. The quick start guide here. You can still keep this one if you want. I know that it's maybe like slightly out of depth, but I would keep this one. This is the Tanares Adventures like quick start. It's slightly a little bit off because they're no longer using like the city book, but otherwise most of the other information is relatively pretty accurate. Personally, I am going to keep it for myself. All right, quest guide, you do no longer need this. The new campaign books have been combined, so the quest guide is no longer needed. You can get rid of that one. Same thing with the city book. The city book has kind of been merged with the new campaign books, so you no longer need this. You can remove that. Then there is the journal. This was basically where you did all of your adventures and then you would go to the quest book. But since that has all been combined, like I said, you no longer need the journal. You should, mine's a little torn up because I've been a few places, but you should have gotten a revised rule book. And so you no longer need this one. I'd say probably the way to tell the most is at the beginning. There's a section that describes like components needed from Arena the Contest game box. Since Tanares Ultimate is a combined version, that is no longer needed. So this whole section doesn't even exist. So if you see this, you know you have the old version. The new version has all the components, and it also mentions about like standees and things. That's Tanares Ultimate version. So this rulebook you can get rid of. All right, next up, other things you can get rid of. These are the quest cards. I mentioned this in the storage box video. They all have numbers at the bottom, not letters, numbers, and then pictures. And then they had like this section here that would be used in like the world phase. That no longer exists, so you don't need these anymore. You can just get rid of all of these. I mean, I'll probably de-sleeve these first, but it's just so I can keep the sleeves. But otherwise, all of the quest cards are removed from the game, and you no longer need them for Tanares Ultimate. Okay, so I think that's all of the removed items. Let's go over replacement items. So, on the left-hand side here is the Tanares Adventures version, and on the right is the Tanares Ultimate version. So you'll notice that there is like a gold lettering here on the left. That's an indication that you have an adventure card, which has some information about the start of the campaign, and that you have like the older version. The new version has basically the writing here at the bottom where it says A, the epic campaign, and then it has different kind of narrative information here like that, and there may be some other pictures and things like this. But this is the new adventure cards. So this is just one. I didn't take them all out. So you're going to get a whole deck of these adventure cards. Put these ones in your new game boxes. These ones you can remove from your game as they're no longer needed. All right, let's look here at the structures that I have here at the bottom. Basically, it's the same thing that's going on with a lot of these. Whoops, wrong ones. All right, so whoops, I'm just flying these everywhere. All right, so you should have received a Natural Lab level 7 card. The one on the right here is the old version. The one on the left is the new version. You can tell because this section down here has an L. That's mentioning basically that you have legendary weapons available. Also, it doesn't have this bullet point that says you can buy the legendary ray. Basically, we just kind of changed this to make it a better understandable. I think people were kind of confused how exactly that works. So now you can have the legendary level 3 and level 2 and 1. And then on the back, you'll notice that it also mentions about a legendary item and what you can pull. Otherwise, everything else is the same except for that first bullet point is slightly different. So you will keep this card here on the left that mentions the legendary, and then you can remove this card here on the right. All right, so let's move to the next one. Basically, it's the exact same situation with this one, Iron Hand Outpost. So this mentions about the legendary, and this one doesn't, because this is the old version. And same thing here on the back. So keep the one here on the left that mentions the legendary, remove this one on the right. Same thing with the weapon shop. Legendary is not mentioned on this one in the section here on the left, and it is here on this card. So you can also see on the back, same situation, keep that one, throw the other way. And exact same thing again. This is the old version. This is the new version with the L. All right, next up is NPC cards. Romalade had a revised card per the campaign. Hers here is on the left, and the old version is here on the right. You can replace this card. Basically, you can tell because in the quest power, she's can now be used as a companion within a quest. So that was specifically added. Also, at the top right of the card, she got a little bit of a change in her skills that she had, and then a little bit of actually of a buff here. But anyway, and then the wording is, I think, let's see, maybe it's the same down here. But the quest power is the dead giveaway, so this is the new card on the left. This card is no longer needed and can be removed. All right, another NPC card, Halfin the Half-Elf Assassin. So this is an errata. The version on the right is the old version, and the version on the left is the new version. The one on the right here, basically it says that that all challenges require -2 on each ability. This one was revised to say this turn all challenges to conquer NPCs require -2. Basically, it was discovered that this card is extremely powerful when you play in the city phase. So they actually modified it to be to better clarify that it was only for NPCs, not for everything. So this is the new card here on the left. This is the old one that you can remove. All right, we do have one hero specific. Now this is a little special case. This is not actually a removal. The card on the right is like the hero unique attack that can still be used for PvP. This card here was added to basically provide you better effects in the campaign. So in here specifically, it adds that the first effect, target takes 3+ damage if it's fatigued, and the second effect is the temporary. The target ignores all green condition tokens on it. The old version didn't have anything. It just mentioned that that the target can't make special attacks and ignore helpful conditions, and then you get +3 damage if the target doesn't have special attacks. That's good for PvP, not good for PvE, since basically most of the villains don't even have specials, so you would always get that damage, and then the second effect would basically be useless. So what I do with these is I put the card in the sleeve with the other card. For people that had the old version, you'll notice that there used to be like a label on the top that said Tanares Adventures. So that way you could tell if it was a PvE or PvP card. That doesn't exist on this one, so you just have to read it. But basically what I do when I play is if I'm playing the campaign, I have it in front, or whichever version I'm going to use, right, in the front. And then if I want to do PvP, then I would swap it in the sleeve and then put this one on top. So just don't throw the old version away. Keep that version for PvP. But you now have something that better ability that you can use in PvE for Zafara. So keep this, do not throw it away. All right, next up is a replacement here. So I'll swap these so it makes it clear. On the right is our old cards. On the left is our new cards. There is, let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 villain cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 villain cards that you will replace. So the old version here, here's how you know. Let's just take, and I'll give the numbers, so that way it's very clear later. So we have, and you should have 4 basically of each one. Sorry, just 1 second. All right, so you should have 59, 60, 61, 62, 89, 90, 91, and 92. These cards will be replaced with cards of the same number. So 59, 60, 61, 62, 89, 90, 91, 92. So basically just look for the same number of cards. That's going to be your tell there. But the bigger thing is on the back side of this card is basically like the Shadow Ninjas and the Tengu, which can be used in the Wasteland Expedition. I think the Silver Dragon quest is where some of these, and they may be used in some other quests as well. But these are new ones that were added, and there's miniatures, of course, in the box for these. The original versions are the same on the back. So front and back, it's the same card. That's how you know it is the old version. It's only for these cards. So don't get confused that it's all the cards. It's just 59, 60, 61, 62, 89, 90, 91, and 92. So I'm going to remove these cards from my game and then keep these cards and add them. But that's it. That is the upgrade kit. Obviously, you know, like I said, if it is, if you got other items, right, new items, new legendaries were added. There's the hero skills, the new books, new NPC cards. I think there's some, there's the new role specific cards. So there's a lot of new additions. If I did not mention those, then it means assume that you add it to your box. Okay, so I hope that helps clarify what you need and what you don't need. If you have additional questions, make sure to leave comments on this video and come back if, you know, maybe there's a clarification or something in there, but I hope that helps everyone. And always, as usual, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you at the next one.